Okay, it is 7 p.m. On September 11, 2025. I would like to call the Planning Commission meeting to order for the Village of South Russell. Leslie, would you take roll call, please?
Yes, Lisa Buda.
Here.
Mark Porter.
Here.
Phyllis Marino. Here. William Coons.
Here.
Bradley Fink.
Here.
Okay. And first item is to approve the minutes from the Planning Commission meeting in May 8th, when we last met. Are there any corrections, amendments, additions?
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Leslie?
Lisa Buda.
Yes.
Mark Porter.
Yes.
Phyllis Marino. Yes. William Coons.
Yes.
Bradley Fink.
Yes.
Just if I may, the minutes contain an article about the Country Estates Homeowners Association. If you get a chance, drive to the end of homeowners and see what they've accomplished. It is absolutely gorgeous. Their pond has been reworked. The pavilion has turned out beautifully. So you can actually see one of our projects all the way through.
Can we go in there? Fence.
There is a split rail fence.
Yeah.
I think they'd be glad to show off what they've accomplished. Thank you.
Thank you. It doesn't say no trespassing.
It does.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
Members only.
Okay. Agenda item number 1 is PC case number 25-06. Pursuant to section 3.05B of the zoning code, the planning commission shall schedule a public hearing within 60 days of the conditional use permit submitted by Mr. Sam Astute. Thank you. Of Sinorama on behalf of Gurney Elementary School. The applicant is seeking to relocate the existing sign at 1155 Bell Road to its former location. And I'm sure you came very prepared to show and discuss things, but all we really need to do today is schedule the public hearing. So is there anything that you'd like to discuss or say before we do?
No, I'm the only thing I guess to say is that the original sign had been there for many, many years. We had moved it originally thinking we'd get better visibility. Turns out it was the wrong spot, so we're just moving it.
Moving it back. Yeah, parents are probably not happy. Okay. Meeting date.
How about Thursday, October 16th? And the reason I say that, our next meeting is the 9th, and I cannot be here.
Can't do that.
Actually, I can't either, so.
October 16th?
No, the 16th works well.
16th working well.
Does that work for you, Mark?
Yeah, that's fine. So we're talking about moving the meeting, planning commission meeting from the 9th to the 16th and then doing the public hearing and any other public hearings we need for that purpose.
Yes.
Do we need a motion to change it?
We do.
Yes.
I move that the planning commission meeting scheduled for October 9th, 7 p.m. be moved to October 16th at 7 p.m. here at Village Hall.
Second.
Leslie?
Okay, Lisa Buda.
Yes.
Mark Porter.
Yes.
Phyllis Marino.
Yes.
Bill Coons.
Yes.
Bradley Fink.
Yes.
Okay. Now, start at 7 p.m. for the public hearing. Is that good? Everyone with the 16th work? Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything we need to know to prepare for?
No.
Just.
Be prepared. I doubt it'll be an issue. There may be some, they'll notify the people that live in the area. They may come with some questions, but it's just to get the public's approval and then we'll vote on it in the actual meeting that follows.
Okay,
All right. Thank you.
thank you.
Yes.
Who made the motion, setting the public hearing, please?
Okay, okay, so now I'll move to set the public hearing for the Gurney Elementary School sign and most likely
PC 2506.
PC 2506 and probably 2507. For October 16th. Second,
Second,
at 7 p.m.
Village Hall,
at Village Hall.
7 p.m.
In
Yes.
South Russell, Ohio. Okay. I think Mark.
So moved.
Yeah.
Okay, Lisa Buda.
Yes.
Mark Porter.
Yes.
Phyllis Marino.
Yes.
Bill Coons.
Yes.
Bradley Fink.
Yes.
All right, thank you. And then now, PC case 25-07. Again, pursuant to section 3.05B of the zoning code, the planning commission shall schedule a public hearing within 60 days of the conditional use permit application submitted by Mr. Jason Piazza of Hangry Brands. The applicant is seeking to open a restaurant steak at 504 East Washington Street. There you are. Hi there. How are you doing? Great. I'm glad to have you here. Again, I thank you for the information that you sent us. I am looking forward to having more restaurants back in town. Is the 16th, will that work
Absolutely.
with your business? Okay.
Should we
Any,
schedule, say this one at 7 o'clock also, or say 7:30, 7:45?
I think you can do it at the exact same
Concurrent.
time, and the reason, Mayor, I suggest that is just in case for some reason we might have a very fast, public
Yeah,
hearing.
yeah,
Then we have to
yeah.
wait until the 7:30
Yeah.
to get to the next one, so just start it all at the same time, if that's okay.
I'll make a motion that Planning Commission case 2507, the public hearing be scheduled for Thursday, October the 16th, 7 p.m.
Second.
okay.
Elisa Rudolph,
Yes,
Mark Porter,
Yes.
Phyllis Marino,
Yes.
Wayne Coons,
Yes.
Brad Smith.
Yes.
okay, great.
Great.
Thank you, we'll
so
see you.
much.
We'll see you then.
Appreciate it.
See you
Yes,
then.
thank you for coming. Okay. Next, agenda item number 3 is PC case number 25-08. Mr. David Jezik and Mr. Colin Knott of Washington Center Limited are seeking approval to allow their tenant, Mr. David Gilbert of BAC Distributing, to expand his current storage facility space for mattress, fabrics, sheets, etc. at 528 Washington Street. The additional space is approximately 10,000 square feet.
Yes.
Who's here to talk to us about that?
I'm Dave Douglas, this is Colin Knott, we have Dave Gilbert here
Yes.
as well from BAC.
Yeah.
Been here a few times.
Yes, you have.
Several times, I guess.
I actually asked if this was, did you not move last time when you were here in February, but you did, and you're expanding even more.
Expanding more and more.
Okay, so who would like to share?
I can
Oh,
sort of just-
excuse me, I'm sorry, before I go, because I know we do have other people from the community. If you do have any questions and you're not on the agenda, we do allow, once everyone's spoken and we've asked questions for the public, you'll have 5 minutes to address any concerns, and then we'll vote. So, okay, thank you.
I can just start with sort of
Well,
a brief review of
do we have to swear
BAC.
in?
They're a mattress manufacturer, and we have a plant right around the corner that they use for manufacturing. Our facility is used exclusively for storage. They have mattress goods and some finished products there. There's usually a couple of employees that are there, probably not full-time, Dave, but they're.
No, I would basically call it unoccupied labor, essentially. There's no offices or anything like that. The thing we use is bathrooms,
So they come and they'll pick up items, or if they get a delivery, they'll send some folks over and unload the trucks. And it's nice to see a growing business in the community. They've been great tenants for us. They like to expand into some space that was previously occupied by units. They've been gobbling up space, 10,000 square feet at a time, and units has agreed to relocate to another property, another part of our property. So they would like to assume that space. We've had the South Russell Fire Marshal out, who's approved their use for that space. And I guess we're here just to request for consideration in terms of their use of that expansion.
That was actually my greatest questions, the fire marshal over there,
And
because,
Sean, I talked to Sean, he basically said, yeah, guys, go ahead, remove that, we'll inspect it afterwards, but he likes what we're doing.
so you're going to stay in the offices you were in that we discussed last time and add more?
I don't really have offices.
I would store space.
Yeah, there's 40,000 square feet, 10, and then the last time I did, first one was 10, second time I was in, went to 20, now we're at 10. So it's full of 4.
Got it.
Take over.
I was gonna say, it looks like you have. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, does this change any of the loading or receiving of materials by growing into that space from on the outside of the building? Does it change the flow of loading and receiving?
No, everything is connected to the existing loading docks.
When you come and pick something up, you are coming in a pickup truck or a semi-trailer?
Mostly we have our own box trucks that we use to shuttle equipment from factory to factory. We have a lot of, in Knowles Industrial Parkway, we operate 4 buildings there, manufacturing. So we'll use our box trucks to maybe go to Washington to pick up, component parts to our mattresses, or maybe there's sheet sets there, or duvet covers, or pillows. And, so when we operate with box trucks, we do, however, have containers coming in, semis, because we do a lot of import as well.
When you come to the facility, you'll simply come, you'll be on the west side going in and out?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not back with the units containers now?
No, we have no business back there.
There's plenty of room to turn around.
We've had
There's-
not an issue.
Okay. All right.
This expansion doesn't impact parking?
Because we have such limited employees there,
Hmm.
and a lot of them will probably come in on the box trucks.
Mhm.
But, I think all we need is like 1 or 2 spots at most.
Okay.
Because of how we operate. We're not using that as a manufacturer, so
Right.
it's just
Storage?
storage.
Okay, thank you.
Just wondering if we need to consider agenda item 4 as well before decision on this.
I'm a little curious about that, but,
One really doesn't have anything to do with the other as far as I'm concerned.
right, exactly, I didn't think so, because,
He doesn't have parking.
yeah, and he's moving into Units' old spot, but Units is moving regardless, is that, okay.
I guess I'm a little, were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that I think we do need to treat the applications separately.
Okay,
They certainly can be considered, but I think actually as far as any kind of motion or action that you would take, they are separate.
thank you, Mike.
I guess I'm a little nosy. Business is that good?
Yes, it is. The organic mattress business has gone crazy in the United States. I mean, we got it in at the right time. We've got over 20 brick and mortar stores of our own across the United States. Those stores are in higher end cities like New York City or Los Angeles, Hollywood, and stuff like that.
And you ship from here to those places?
Oh, yes, yes.
Pardon my ignorance, but what's an organic mattress?
Organic mattress is one that's produced mostly cotton mattresses that are, we comply with the Global Organic Textile Standard, it's the GOTS standard. And we're audited at least once a year, and we're double certified, so we get at least twice a year auditing, where you can actually take that material and trace it back to the farmer in which it was manufactured, or, the base materials.
Okay.
Is that growing, I know with the forever chemicals and microplastics, but also
Yes.
the fire retardants?
Right,
That's
well, we've
not,
overcome that based on the design of the mattress. We
Okay.
were able to overcome, but we do not have to use any type of flame retardants. I did some of the original work years ago on that.
Mhm.
The problem was presented to us, the owner said, how can we have an organic mattress that meets the standards for flammability? And we were able to do that through the design. We were very innovative that way. In fact, we have a letter from CPSC, which they just showed up one day and wrote a nice letter saying how wonderful their experience was. Most mattress manufacturing facilities stink because they use polyurethane foam, just like a new car smell. You get that smell from a new mattress, that's chemicals coming off the polyurethane. And our worst, I suppose, would be either a cotton smell or maybe even a wool smell. We've overcome that that too. So,
Thank you.
The area that you're moving into has all that shelving.
yeah, we're putting in racks. And they're high bay,
Yes.
20 feet, I think, something like that. But we have engineers on staff that design, you know, the best way to put in racks, and then we comply with the fire code on that. I think that's why Sean likes us so much, because we really are following the code.
I'm good.
Does anyone from the public have any questions regarding this specific case?
I have a question.
Sure.
Hi, Beth Johnson, Reset Lounge.
Oh,
Berry Chick's a huge client of
Oh,
ours. Yeah.
yeah.
We
What
love
was Berry
their
do for you?
business. Barry's a client. He comes and uses our services
Oh, okay,
Weekly.
yeah, very,
a
yeah,
couple days a week.
okay, yeah.
So we're completely aligned with your business and we
Okay, thank
love everything about it. My one question is, there are times when the semis are backing in that we can't get through the fence for our parking. So is the volume of this going to increase drastically?
Well, no, there's only so much room where once it's full, you know,
Then it's,
full.
Okay.
It's not gonna increase,
the semis aren't gonna be there more often?
they're not gonna be there any more often
Okay,
because it's a storage facility.
Yeah.
If we were, you know,
it's not replenished all that often.
well, with the semis from containers, usually
Yeah.
containers. And we can only put 3 containers there at a time.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's a lot of times where we have one rep sitting in the rail yard, but I can't take it because they don't have the dock space.
Okay,
So the dock space limits the number of ins and outs.
okay,
And usually it's a swap too, so they'll come in and swap out the container.
okay,
There's only gonna be a maximum of 3 there at any one time.
okay. So it's not gonna be a change, it might be more frequent, but it's not a
The
change
change-
like when they're there. Like when they're there, it will be the same scenario as today and how they're swapping things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not changing procedure.
Okay,
I can't, you know, once it's full, it's gonna be
yeah.
less busy.
Well, hopefully it doesn't stay full and you're just turning it over.
Well, that's all, well, those are the box trucks.
Are doing that.
Are doing that.
Okay,
We have 2 box trucks, so.
Should we get Beth's name and address for
Yes,
the minutes? So we,
sure.
yeah.
So Elizabeth Johnson, Reset Lounge, 530 East Washington Street. I don't even know what email we are. Landlord. So if you look at, if you look at that drawing, we're in building 3 and that regular door is the rear entrance to Reset Lounge. It's right
There's
there.
the reset lounge area
Yeah.
right here. And then the area where there's some concern about congestion for trucks backing in would be
Right.
in this area here. And
Because we have to go around to park by our rear door. We were only approved at parking we were only approved for business if parking was put in there. So it's not often, but there are times where my employees have to turn around and not park in the back.
This area, actually, I've had congestion problems even coming in and out of the property myself, not from anybody in our building, but from in the adjacent one. And what I do is I just spin around the block, come back through here, or, you know, dogleg through here somehow, or go around it. But usually the easiest way is you can cut through the back parking lot to go to the side.
It's not a problem with getting to the fence, it's getting through the entrance of the fence when the semis are there.
They're parked in the fence area, but
It's the opening to get into the lot,
yeah, that's right here.
correct? And the bays are right there. that the mattress, that the
Oh,
semis.
they're parked up in this area then somewhere. Or this way,
It's I'm talking about the loading and unloading for the mattresses.
right, which is right here.
Yeah, so sometimes they're pulled all the way forward and we can't. But it's not often. I just wondered if the volume was gonna change greatly.
And you
But we don't have
have,
any outside storage either, so.
so once your customers get there,
Mhm.
parking's not an issue,
Not now,
okay?
that'll be the next
Yeah.
agenda item.
And you have a walkway from the rear, is that heavy dark line? Is that,
That's our rear door.
that's your rear door, okay.
Yeah.
We're good?
Yeah.
You guys good?
Yes.
Yeah, Rob Chiracs, 477 Industrial Parkway. I'm a client of Reset Lounge, and just, if that's theoretically, potentially, then either getting in or if the semi truck is there and getting out. So is there a way for that backing out to be minimized, or can there be some form of, I think that would just be, so getting in or out, so if somebody is parked there and then they're trying to leave Reset Lounge. And the semi truck is there. and-
How long are the trucks usually there when they come for loading?
They could be there for, sitting in the dock area, they could be there for days.
Has that been a problem with your business for
When you're
years?
sitting there, no.
Okay.
It's
It's
more
when they
like when
stop.
a couple of them are stacked up
Uh-huh,
and they're not pulled in, then you're just.
okay.
The other day, it was like 7 minutes, one employee turned around, I got there 10 minutes later, it was still there.
Mhm.
It was a time of day where we could park up front, but we were training everybody to do that for other reasons.
Okay.
It's just a frequency question I had.
Because I think, at least was there, I was there, just to turn a semi around and back him up to your loading dock, it's gonna take some time.
Mhm.
And I don't think there's a solution
Has
to
that fence always been
I
there?
was gonna ask, is the fence necessary?
I have a pretty good memory, but when I drove back there in February, I don't recall seeing a fence or all of those storage units, but is the fence new?
No, the fence has been
That's-
there for years.
Okay, I missed
It
it.
has about a 20-foot wide
Yeah.
opening so people get in and out.
Right.
So I don't know if there's a way maybe the trucks could be requested to sort of offset a little bit if they're staging and waiting to back in. I haven't seen it that frequently, is the being a
Well, what
problem.
they probably are doing is they need a place to swap. So for example, they'll come in with a loaded truck, and then there's an empty. So what they have to do is drop the loaded truck, pull the empty, drop the empty, pull it in. So there's this finagling that goes on. But that's, no matter, and it's every loading dock, this industrial site, you always has to. That's just the nature of the, sometimes it's easy, hey, the container's empty, come pick it up, boom, it's gone.
Mhm.
Most of the time, it's say, hey, it's empty and you got one sitting in the yard, swap it out. So you can imagine that he's coming in with a loaded truck, he's gotta drop that trailer, pull the empty out, and then re-cook it up and put it back.
Is there a consistent time of day that occurs, or is it varied?
Well, it's during, operating hours. If they wanted to come, because we don't have personnel there all the time, we just tell them, drop it by the door. We don't require signatures or anything like that. So what they have to do is open the doors, back the truck up, and then leave. It's not, we don't want to make it complex or complicated.
What are operating hours?
Well, usually like 7 a.m. to say 3. Everything else is not, we don't operate during any of that.
When's your busiest time?
It varies by season for sure. Our published hours are 9 to 4, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, noon to 4 Sunday, 9 to 7 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. However, we have personal training and other things that start at 7 in the morning, 4 days a week. The mornings are usually busiest.
Yes.
My name's Larry Lang. I'm the owner of units, and I occupy the space that Mr. Gilbert is moving into. And of course, I work there at that location. And I've never seen, what they're making use of are shipping containers, and they're only 40 feet long. It's not a 53-foot long tractor trailer. And the drivers are very efficient in terms of, because it's only 40 feet, it does not take very long. I have video that we could pull and show you, but I'm gonna say less than 2 or 3 minutes for a truck to back, and I've never seen them drop a trailer in the way, in any way, shape, or form on Industrial Drive or in front of that fence. Well, in the time that they've been there, I've been there 3.5 years, but they've only been there maybe a year.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion to allow Mr. David Gilbert of BAC Distributing to expand his current storage facility space for mattresses, fabrics, sheets, etc. at 528 East Washington Street. The additional space is approximately 10,000 square feet.
Second.
Lisa Buda,
Yes.
Mark Porter,
Yes.
Phyllis Marino,
Yes.
Phil Coons,
Yes.
Bradley Fair.
Yes.
All set?
Congratulations. All set.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. And agenda item number 4 is PC case number 25-09. Mr. David Jessica and Mr. Colin Knott of Washington Center Limited are seeking approval to allow their tenant, Mr. Larry Lang of Plan D Units, to relocate his office and interior storage to another existing area of the building at 530 East Washington Street. The new space will be approximately 5,841 square feet. I just chuckled because it's a really good approximation.
Within a foot or two.
Yeah, within a foot or two. Who would like to present on this?
I can give you some background information. Larry Lane is also here, he's the owner. He also can answer questions or correct me if I make any mistakes, but I can kind of give you the background on at least some of the physical things that we have done to try to address any parking concerns that might exist. Beth and the partners were able to meet with me, and we did a little bit of brainstorming and came up with some, I think, pretty creative ideas of how to improve the traffic flow as well as the safety in the back parking lot. One of the primary concerns was clearance around any containers that are stored there, which was a valid concern. If you look around the corner, there could be somebody coming from the other direction. Also, ingress and egress into a back garage door in the proposed space that units would be occupying. So we restriped some spaces to basically determine how many we have back there. There's actually 18 spaces, and we have extra wide drive lanes that we've installed. We striped out a 27-foot wide area going into the garage door, and also a 20-foot drive lane with hatch outs on the corners to avoid people cutting the corners too quickly and being blindsided by someone with oncoming traffic. I've got some photos here just to show you what we did to try to ameliorate the parking concerns.
Was this the email too, or is this?
I don't know that you.
That's good, because we could pull those up if we needed to.
Thank you.
I hope I have enough here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're in good shape.
Thank you.
We can just walk through these real quickly to kind of go through what we done in terms of the striping. First photo, this basically shows the parking spaces that were striped out behind the space that is going to be projected to be occupied by units. You'll see on the next one, a little bit of hatch outs there in the yellow, so blocking that area out so that vehicles can drive through there. And then there's a 20-foot long driveway behind the building that connects back to that entrance area. And then you see the fence that Lisa was mentioning.
I did not realize was there.
And again, we angled the striping there to allow for easy circulation. Same thing with the next photo, just another shot, a little bit more close up. And one of the problems we have had is the speed back through that area, so we've always had slow down, 5-mile-an-hour speed limit signs. We added some more of those to try to bring the speed limit down. 5 miles an hour is the fastest walk almost. And at that speed, it's highly unlikely that someone would have enough reaction time to either stop or slow down. There's just another picture of the signs. The sign coming down the driveway, going down that long industrial drive area. And then, so this is the equipment number 9, which is called a mule. It's a robotically controlled device that they use to move the containers in close quarters. And the door going into their proposed space is 12 foot wide. The containers are about 8 foot wide, but most of the containers are at least 16 foot or 12 foot wide. So you really can't bring them in flat ways, you have to bring them in with the mule. And this piece of equipment is kind of like a lawnmower. It goes at walking speed, it's remotely controlled. The attendant stands by the unit as it's moving to make sure that there's no obstruction and that there's no loss of that would be endangered by moving the container. And this would be the device that would be used to move things in and out of the proposed space. The orange machine is their larger tow motor that is used to stack the units outside. One of the primary interests that they have in the space is that they need to keep the equipment warm during the winter months, particularly if they're diesel. So it can start a lot better when they're warm as opposed to being out in cold weather. And there's a typical storage container that's a 16-footer. And then this just for reference purposes, I didn't take it for this meeting, but we were moving the equipment out of the building, which we had previously been occupying. The riggers wanted to see what the equipment was, but took the shot some time ago. But this is, equipment that we have in the space. Most of it's quite a bit larger than the units container. Some of these things are almost 50 feet long. And those are some of the items that we've tried to do, just that we can physically do to make the property safer and improve the circulation of the property.
May I ask, I drove around there today. I thought I saw a forklift. Are there not forklifts there also?
Yeah, that orange forklift in the back, it was parked actually in one of the parking spaces in the back.
Okay.
It, your photo.
It was near this building, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I don't remember. Yeah, I think so. Mhm.
it should be number 10. Number 10 is orange forklift.
That's a fork, that's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
They need a big forklift, with the
Oh, I see.
containers, you never know what people are going to put in.
Mhm.
So you need a pretty strong forklift in order to do it.
Is that its usual parking space? It was in the,
No, the idea is that all that equipment would be inside the building,
okay.
so it's just there.
So where the garage door was up, which is by your business, right? Okay. So the equipment will be in there.
Right.
To keep good relations. We're in the back here. This is basically your rear entrance. Do we need, or do you reserve these? I'm just asking for your,
I don't think parking safely.
pardon me.
If we can use the parking safely, it's parking's not the issue for us.
Okay, that's not, that's not an issue. Okay.
So that's good.
So you have enough spaces, it's not safe, is that what you're saying?
Those are the questions I'll be posing.
Okay. I have a couple Those units that are parked out there, are they empty or are they full?
Both, many of them are full. We offer storage on site, at a customer's location or, at our location.
So this is like those moving cubes that I've seen.
Yes.
Pods, yeah.
Yes.
And it's temporary storage. This isn't like
Correct.
like the storage units that are in Chagrin, where they have a garage and they go in and get their stuff.
No, these are movable, portable, storage, and sometimes people require access to their container. And it might be in the back up, and so we have to pull those containers and retrieve that. In fact, we just did for Pat's business partner Lee, twice this week. So she could access her container, she and her husband could access her container. But no, it's portable, although we.
And they're weather tight.
Oh, because those containers are built better than the building itself.
Okay.
Hey.
So,
And your rent just went up.
so the distance between your previous or current warehouse space and the units is not into your new space is further away, right?
10 yards.
Right. So what activity occurs between the garage door of the new space and the units that are now in the parking lot? Is it the tow motor only, or what goes back and forth between the garage door and the units?
This space here. Right here.
Yeah, so you have, the garage door is what you're gonna be utilizing, right?
Yes. Right.
So what occurs between the garage door and the units that you have in the,
With the dotted
where the
lines.
dotted dashed line is?
So the 2 or 3 things that would come in and out of the store would be, number one, our fork truck.
Okay,
The plan is to bring the fork truck out once.
during the day?
Yes, leave it outside. And so that we don't have to come back and forth through here and park it. Dave's added spaces out here as well. And then retrieve containers from here. The other thing that would come in here is that robo unit that Dave showed you on page 8 or 9. And it may or may not be pushing a container. See, we can't bring containers in through here with the fork truck because this door is not wide enough.
Are containers stored in that
There would
space?
be a very small number. So one of the reasons for our move is the business model that the franchisor sold us does not work. And in fact, there's a very large lawsuit going on right now with 70 locations across the country. I happen to be the president of the Association of the Owners. You can't charge enough money to store containers inside and pay for it. And so, but people will store things outside. So we're gonna be storing containers inside, but we've raised our price from, and we'll find enough people. We can only store 12 containers in here. We've had 70 inside this space. And so there's gonna be very little activity coming in and out of this building. But we've gone from $229 to store inside to $459 because we only have 12 spaces now. But now I'm not paying this big rent for 10 or 20,000 square feet. And we're storing containers outside and still on site. Most of our business is actually on site at someone's home.
Can you explain the activity that occurs with the containers that are in the building? Do they just sit there for months, or what, like how frequently are you coming in and out of the?
I mean, we have, so the inside storage people, they probably will sit. For example, we have a law firm that has a legal case going, and it's been going on for 10 years. And the judge ordered that the documents for this case be stored off-site. And we were chosen for that site. They came out, they inspected, the insurance people come out. We were chosen for that site. They're gonna pay, they're gonna go from $229 to $459 a month. They have never come in to access their containers. Once a year, an insurance inspector comes in to inspect that everything is still fine and that the containers are in a, safe environment. So they were one of our first customers. So they're going on 41 months, and they've never moved. Well, until we moved out of here, they sat in the exact same place.
Okay.
Our goal is all in scheduling and logistics. And we have these acronyms. DE is a deliver empty. So the mayor orders a container, for his house, he's doing some work, we want to deliver that empty. And then the idea is to go from that house to another house that's got a container that they're done with. They were using it, they had a garage floor interior redone, they had a tree fall on the house, a restoration company ordered the container from us. We work with all the restoration companies in this area, in all of Northeast Ohio. We go pick up that container, we take it to your house because you now want a container. And we come back, that's a perfect day. We leave in the morning at 8:15. One driver leaves about 8, the second driver leaves about 8:15, 8:20. And they come back at 4.
Does the move to the new space measurably change the activity of the units in the dashed area at left?
No, not at all. Exact same activity. Other than when we moved out, there was a lot of activity when we had to move the containers outside from the inside. But other than that, no. It's the same. My business is the same. I can't even get more containers right now because of tariffs. So I'm working with a limited number. We're basically in management mode. The company can't grow because containers, they're only made in China. They were $3,400, $3,500. With the tariffs, they're over $10,000. And I can't afford to pay $10,000 for a container and make money. So we're waiting that out.
Is there a used market for these types of containers?
There is, unfortunately, because there was one bank involved in loaning money to all the portable storage people in the country. They command 80% of the market. A bank called Live Oak Bank, they're the largest SBA lender in the country. We are also suing Live Oak Bank because they were in cahoots with units, and we have proof for that. That complaint's actually being delivered either tomorrow or Monday to the president of Live Oak Bank. So locations are going out of business, and that's where I'll end up getting my containers from. They'll be used, I'll buy more containers. And eventually we'll get to the point where we'll have a lot on the west side, and we'll have a lot in Youngstown, Ohio, because we go into western Pennsylvania. And just so we don't have to drag containers all the way back to Sugar Falls. Plus this, we're kind of maxed out at this space.
That was my question. If you bought more, where would they go?
We're already looking for property. Dave's helping us.
I had a question on your parking with visibility. I don't know if this is a building issue, but have you ever considered mirrors? Because you said it's hard to see around. Is that, I don't know where you put them, but is that something that would be?
It might be a possibility. The thing is, if you have a mirror, you have to put posts in the parking lot.
And
Which might be a bigger hazard
Right.
than,
Yeah.
the containers.
Or the fence.
Snow plowing
Yeah.
and everything like that. So, you try to avoid those kind of obstructions.
Right.
Again, since safety is a concern, I'm very, oh, there you go. If you could just address, I know your operators are all certified, because I saw you getting a refresher course here a couple days ago. Their equipment is all well maintained. I mean, it's serviced regularly, it's newer equipment.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm not aware of any instances with Larry service, but I've never been notified of any accidents or anything happening with any of the vehicles or the containers or at the property.
So we have a lot of protocol safety. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. I've been in business for myself over 45 years. And I've had as many as 1,000 employees, and I've had as few as 3, which is what I have now. Safety, I've never had a serious accident in 45 years. To injury to a person. We did almost burn down a Meyer store when I was at Shopping and Service business, but property damage was limited and there was no harm to humans. But we practice safety, and this list will tell you the things that we do, and Dave is exactly right. Our fork truck drivers are required by OSHA to be certified every 3 years. We recertify them annually. Cost me $1,200 plus a complete day's work. I lost sales for the day, and I have to pay my employees for that day. We just did this Wednesday, go to recertification. We usually do it in December or January because we're much slower then. But with this change coming, I thought, might be a good idea to move this up. And discuss with the instructor these new parameters and what we should do or should not do to accommodate this new situation. So we had that training. Again, it cost $1,200. It's a national company called Forklift Training Systems. And we hired them through a company called AG Gates, which maintains, does all the preventive maintenance on our diesel fork truck. So our operators are trained. They're very, very safe. We had an incident / accident report that's part of our standard operating procedure. And we have had 3 of them, all of them off-site. We've not had a single encounter in 42 months since we've been in the 528 unit B and C. Never. And if there is, the drivers have to stop. That's a very long 3-page detailed report. So all that stuff is monitored. We also, ourselves, for our customers, for our landlord, and for our neighbors, I pay for 24/7 video security. Yeah, it's in the cloud, and we can pull it. I could go 4 years ago and tell you on this day at this time and show you what was going on. So we can prove there have been no incidents. We can prove there have been no accidents. We've actually saved Washington Center considerable money because we caught a trucker running over the fence. It wasn't one of ours. It was somebody actually from another building. We caught waste haulers running over the guardrail to the truck wells that BAC was talking about. We caught a contractor, well, a so-called contractor, dumping construction materials into our dumpster. The list goes on. So we use it frequently. It's on a video screen. It's on my phone. It's on my general manager's phone. It's on both our drivers' phones. If I can look it up, I can pull it up right now, and you can see the activity that's going on. If anything is triggered, those lights, those motion sensors, or those cameras outside at night, both Heather and I get notified. The drivers don't, but we do get notified. So I get to see here, I get to see a police officer, can you pull back there after hours, whatever. But in terms of traffic, we've not experienced any issues. And as to safety, you can read and see what it is that we do and how we train our people. I don't hire anybody. It takes a minimum of 3 weeks for a driver to be on his own, either at the location or on the road. And it's very costly to do that, but I get better people by doing that, and I don't have to hire as often. I don't turn people over. And we avoid accidents. We don't have them.
I could envision the middle of February, snowstorm, one of your customers trying to get in. I assume you plow this, Dave?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, that's when I guess I could see a problem. Your people can't get in, there's snow everywhere, there's units everywhere. That's the only thing I can see that could go wrong right now.
Just a couple of thoughts. Certainly, there's no prohibition against anybody at reset parking in the front parking lot. So that's always available. When we plow usually at least once a day, usually around 2 to 3 o'clock. Sometimes there's a late snow at 7 o'clock and we'll go back out again. But we do plow the salt, maintain both the front and the entire back lot. So it's, we have to do that for circulation of their equipment as well as people coming in and out. The number of people that actually park in the back is fairly limited. It's you said is really good about their owners and their staff parking back there. Most of their clients park up front, which is fine with us. We have no objection at all to that. So their main thing is making the equipment work in the winter months. And that's the reason for the interior storage.
To add to that, we salt on top of Dave's salt. We have a spreader of our own. It's very important that that equipment is safe out there. And so we salt that entire area in front of those containers and the driving lane as well. So I buy it by the pallet load and we store it inside. That's one of the things that will be stored inside besides our supplies, our pallets of salt.
I think one observation and question. So it seems to me that the area where the units are currently in the dashed line aren't really impacted much, if at all, by this move to the new storage space inside. The question I have is whether, I appreciate trying to manage traffic and striping the lanes, but has it been considered to run traffic up against the building? So you, instead of traffic driving between stacks of units, that you have the units to the south, which is the left of this plan, and the drive aisle against the building to the right. So you're really completely separating the pod
The only issue
zone.
with that is that you now have the building is the blind corner instead of a control unit. So you're actually better off staying off the building, and also there's less, the snow tends to drift right against that building during the winter time, so the middle of the lot tends to stay clear during the day if there's a late snowfall or snowfall midday. You're actually better off in the middle than you would be on either side, really.
To add to that, if I might, there's a dock door here on this building that VAC is now occupying. Dave says they don't plan to use it, but if they do, they come out of that building with a fork truck and the drive lane's right here, that's a recipe for disaster. That's why we decided on this in the very beginning.
So you made the comment about parking anywhere. Do you have stored frontage on the front, like where Chagrin Yoga and all?
So our front door is behind the music, or behind the vet. So you see our sign on the big building, which the mattress company now has in front of, it was great when the salvage place was there because it was more retail.
So
When you walk that way and turn left, our door's tucked behind.
Right here. This one.
Yeah. So you don't see it from the parking lot, like you have to walk towards our sign and turn left.
well, you're kind of hard to find everywhere.
I know.
And-
It's our biggest business problem. honestly.
So you're the Pilates too? Because I didn't, like when I was driving back in there, I saw a Pilates sign and then I saw another sign for the,
That's all in our spot.
if your clients could park in the front, would that solve your problems?
Many clients park in the front. We were not approved to bid for business to park in the front because
By
it's too
whom?
congested,
By whom?
the village.
Okay.
Dave had to put the parking lot in for us to open. Because it's too congested at a number of times during the day with Newfound, with sugar and yoga, with music. There are times that you certainly could park there. There are other times that you have to go over, if you don't want to walk around to the fence, you almost have to go over by Martini Bar. And it's a peak and valley, like we can't tell we mainly have, in our busiest hours on a daily basis, not weekends, 7 employees. So I don't see how we can take 7 spots in front for employees and then have, well, actually, it's a moot point. We would not have been approved for business if we didn't have that parking.
Do you need 22 parking spots?
We said when we opened that we thought 16 was right,
And
and that still seems to be right.
And there's 18 back there now with the new
As
structure.
I said, the parking really isn't my concern,
Okay. Safety,
yes.
have you encountered any problems yet?
We haven't had this new model where stuff's coming in and out of that garage door that's in the middle of our parking, right? So the additional containers is certainly not what we'd like to see with people coming into a wellness center.
In an industrial park?
But my point is that they used to have 70 inside. So my question is, when the 70 are no longer inside, there's likely gonna be more activity of moving and they're now stacked pretty high.
Yes, I saw,
So-
I was there today.
Yeah.
And I believe there's only like 2 or 3 units in there, is that correct?
Inside the building?
Yeah.
So there's only 2 inside we can't occupy the building. We're working
Right.
from one of our own containers outside, but the 2 containers have our things from our office and our previous space.
And the 70 that were inside are where the mattress company's going?
They're
Or is that-
outside already.
There are,
But yes.
so they're already outside.
Yes, and it didn't take up any more footprint.
Right.
Because we went from stacking 2 high to stacking
To 3.
3 high.
My
Which-
question though is, the activity that used to happen inside the building is now happening outside the building. Right, the forklift.
Is that your question, or is
That is
that
a
happening?
question, I'm just
Is
guessing that's the case.
is there much activity going on outside right now?
Depends on the day.
I didn't hear, I'm sorry.
I just said depends on the day. So my question was, you used to have 70 inside.
Yes.
Now they're mainly outside. How much activity of like pulling people's stuff, and again, like I appreciate everything that's happening, my family uses you, my we all use you. But it used to be contained not where we were parking. But now even with the driveway, if you were moving things around in the building so that you could pull it out for people to look in, I assume that's now all gonna happen outside. So there's gonna be more activity in that area.
Be exactly the same actually, because if we're moving containers inside, we're moving them because they have to go outside.
But all the activity to like bring them down and move them inside before you pull it outside is now happening outside. Am I making sense?
That's correct, outside the
Yeah.
drive lane that Dave has installed.
But that's mostly happening,
But the forklift is bringing down these things and swinging around, like it's not staying outside the driveway and parking, there's some room. And then along the building is where they get washed, where that door is. Our ask really was the blind spot isn't mainly about the corner of the building, it's when the pots are parked near the corners of the building. Which I think the striping helps, like we
Okay.
appreciate, we came up with that collectively. I think the striping should probably go a little bit farther so that you're never parked by the corner, you don't have a pop here. But yeah, I'm questioning if there was a lot of bring this one down, move this over, if that used to happen inside. Now it's gonna be happening outside. That's my first
Larry,
question.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when you're, because of the fact you were pretty packed inside, some of those containers, in order to get the one inside, you actually had to bring that outside.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
okay.
So it really should.
So the outside activity will most likely remain consistent with what it's always done.
It's gonna be exactly, it's actually less because we won't be going in and out that door. And we don't have to, so the same thing, inside, we had to drive the truck inside, have the fork truck inside, take the container down, put the container on the truck. The truck has to drive outside, had to, no longer does it have to do this, had to drive outside, fork truck followed the truck outside, take the container off the truck and put it wherever it was supposed to go. And then everything in reverse again. So the activity and that and our stagnated growth, there's absolutely going to be. And as far as traffic, that has gone down considerably since schoolhouse salvage went out.
But that activity was in the door, not by our back door.
Oh, no, it was there.
No, I'm saying, what I'm saying, I understand it's there, but now the door runs between our parking where our clients are walking in and out to get to their cars, to back out, to back in. There was never any activity by our back door.
Well, actually, when the schoolhouse vacated, they did us a big favor because in this area.
Schoolhouse is great for us. I understand the
How did they
congestion.
help?
We got a lot more clients,
Oh, really?
yes.
Well, from a
Zero
traffic
reason.
standpoint, we're talking traffic and
Yeah.
traffic safety. People would park here and they'll stay
Right,
there
and
for
they'd get
quite a
lost
while.
in.
They stay there quite a while, and they load and unload from here. All the vendors that they have, they basically
come around.
subbed out. They would park in here.
Because there was no striping then.
Well, they would park all over here because they had trucks.
I know,
They
but
had cars, they
it
had
wasn't
station wagons, they had trailers. And this is a walkway going back to an entrance point here into the former schoolhouse salvage area. So this actually had much more traffic when the schoolhouse was here than it does currently. There's usually anywhere from 3 to 4 cars, you know, and I know they need.
There weren't many back there today when I drove through. It
No,
was around
there's never been a parking, you know, not enough
Right,
spaces back here.
No.
So.
Okay, and so parking, just, it's not a problem.
No.
So the communication that we received from the Truaxes today kind of focused on
I don't know
parking,
what
so that's what
that
I was
would be.
concerned about. Okay.
I'm not privy to that.
You sort of make sure it's parked, just a number of parking spots.
Yeah.
They're being maintained. Just-
Does OSHA approve the movement of things like this in a retail space?
I'm bound by all federal, state, local laws, including OSHA, including the Department of Transportation. We are registered with all those people. We are certified by all those people. That's what we just did yesterday was OSHA, complete OSHA certification.
And that goes to the usage of the businesses in the area you're operating, not just like how your drivers are reporting.
Well, it's for this whole company.
It's for my.
Anything he touches, they're
Okay.
responsible for.
Okay, so it's compliant, and this is just a question that my business partner, her husband owns a bunch of manufacturing firms. It's compliant to be moving equipment through parking for a effectively retail space.
It's zoned industrial.
Yeah, it's an industrial
Then
building.
how are we approved?
It's mixed use.
Okay,
You chose to put a retail operation in a mixed use industrial.
correct. The entire front's retail. And the back was cold storage of a friend of ours that I know passed before, and your storage where nothing was really coming in and out. I get there's change, that's fine. I just want to make sure that it's compliant, that we're talking about either high-end customers or ill people having these tow motors and these things moving into a bay in the middle of where they park.
Now, Beth, you can correct me, but, because I've been out of the building a lot, so
Yeah.
moving things out. But this area pretty much is used by your employees, regular users of this.
They're very much my employees. We've had clients stop parking back there because of we weren't notified of all the activity and it was locked for so long.
But you want them to
We
park up
haven't,
front anyways, if it's
um,
possible.
The village didn't want them to park.
No, I don't think the village has ever restricted you from using any of these spaces. You can
Correct,
park
it's just
anywhere you
that
want.
when it's crowded, especially our people coming in for Pilates typically park in the back. So it's peaks and valleys.
Dave, is that building or zoning or us that would, if there was a requirement of where they should park?
I have no clue.
No, I'm asking
there's
for Dave,
not.
sorry. It would be us, building, for us. Okay.
To finish my last point, I think it's a good thing that these are primarily employees that are here day in, day out. And they're not all there at the same time, I mean, because you don't staff 10 people in their work at one
No,
time.
peak hours on weekdays, they're 7.
And basically, I think Beth has mentioned their preference is to keep people out front, if at all possible. Because very few of the actual clients use this area from what I've seen the last several weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the occasion we have someone in a wheelchair, they have to be in the back. There's no way to get in the front because there's
It's stuck.
Curb.
that's our zero entry entrance.
So it seems to me the thing that's primarily changed is that access to the storage space is close to the entrance to Reset Lounge on the back. But the use of that garage door is episodic. Is there, now that you're closer neighbors or would be closer neighbors in this scenario, is there a way to be better neighbors and communicate when activity is happening? I don't
I have
know.
to take the blame for moving my stuff out of there without really giving them a big heads up. It all sort of happened very quickly with BAC needing the space right away.
Right.
They had shipments coming in from China or someplace, and they got lost in the shuffle.
But
I apologize for not giving.
That sounds like a one-time situation.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about sort of moving forward. If, you have scheduled clients coming to see units in that space or access equipment, or is there any way to, I don't know if this is useful at all, but notify the neighbors of when activity is going to be happening?
Well, Larry,
Out of that garage.
that's basically 5 days a week in their operation, I think. You do
We do now, yeah, we do, but not in the winter.
Okay, and then basically, they're normally leaving a little bit before the time you open. This is normally,
Yes.
and they usually are coming back, assuming they have a full day's work, they're coming back close to your finish time, 4 o'clock. For most
It's
days.
7 days, it's 7 o'clock 3 days a week and 4 o'clock 5 days.
You open at 7 a.m.?
We have personal training and other things starting at 7, our published hours are 9. So that's just,
But at that time, the whole front parking lot's included.
yeah, I like basically until 9, here's the issue. Like, there's no problem parking up front at 7 in the morning at all. It's just, I don't necessarily, the way we staff things, I don't have the ability to have someone leave and go move their car. Midday. So a heads up, I think it's more around the hours of activity than it is the notice of activity. If they get a call and someone wants to see the pod, they're gonna have to run that robot and pull it out.
We, 48 hours notice.
Okay.
Except for rear people, we do it immediately.
That's it, 'cause she's spicy. No, so I mean, with all of that, like we are trying to work to solve it. I will say there hasn't been this incident, but these things, they're big.
Yeah.
And you pull this tow motor and you swing it around and move it and, it is disconcerting when you're back there.
I think the best prediction of future activity or behavior can best be gleaned from past activity and behavior, and we have not had a single incident. I'm talking an incident, any close call, nothing, no accident, no property damage, 0.
How long does it take if you have to move things into that door with the robot? How long does it take to traverse the parking lot to get them in there?
To do it safely, it's at walking speed.
Did you
It
hit
doesn't
that?
really move that fast, I've seen it
I think
operate, it's very slow.
Yeah, I just want to see what it's stuck.
Yeah, it's walking speed.
And listen, we're used to that because we do this in the road. We're delivering containers in East Cleveland, at very narrow streets, and our trucks have to block 3 or 4 driveways at a time. And we're very, very courteous. You can go to our website or go to our Google and you will see we have nothing but 5-star reviews, nothing. And you will not see my name mentioned in any of these reviews, which is just what I like, that it's my employees that are running the show and they're highly trained. And we go to the homes and let them know, is it okay? We're gonna be here for 10 minutes. And we certainly would do the same. If we saw a customer coming, we yield to traffic coming in the back. It's just the way we operate and we'll continue to do that.
Okay,
I'm ready.
all right, I think we're all ready.
I move Mr. Larry Lang, Plan D units may relocate his office and interior storage to another existing area of the building at 530 East Washington Street. The new space will be approximately 5,841 square feet. So moved.
I second.
Lisa Buda,
Yes.
Mark Porter,
Yes.
Phyllis Marina,
Yes.
Bill Coons,
Yes.
Bradley King.
Yes.
Great.
And I guess I hope that the two of you, if there's an issue, they'll communicate, and if that doesn't work, you'll communicate with us. You know.
I hope it all works out. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
And then we have the old business, or the new, is there any old business that we have? The new business was just to change the meeting, which we've done.
Yes.
With that, any adjournment?
Second.
Look for everybody. We got little, and it's beautiful entry, and it's so nice.
Thank you, thanks for all your information.
Where's that?
Oh, that, I like to probably told me that too. That is another place to go to. Yes.
Everybody else.
Yeah, we need to go this weekend. We want to go to.
I didn't.
You too.
Yeah, it was a pretty long drive.
The park is.
Unfortunately.